সামনে বসে আপনারা আমার নিজের জন। নমস্কার। আবার এসে গেছি। মুখ্যমন্ত্রীকে অনেকবার বলেছি আমাকে ডাকবে না, আর নতুন কিছু বলবার বাকি নেই, কিন্তু মুখ্যমন্ত্রী কোথায় শুনেন না, তাই আবার এসে গেছি। আচ্ছা, এই কথাটা অনেকবার বলেছি কিন্তু ইংরেজিতে, এইবার বাংলায় বলছি। মমতা দি, আশা করি এইবার বুঝবেন না? আর পারবো না মা, রক্ষা করুন। All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings and well wishes to all for the inauguration of the Kolkata International Film Festival that has over the years grown into one of India's most prestigious events. The focus country to this year's festival is Australia, and we welcome all the delegates from Australia that are with us this evening. Despite all my pleas to the Honorable Chief Minister, I must admit that coming back to this city with Jai has always been most joyful. Your love and affection for me has made me your Jamai Babu, and Jai is, of course, the cherished daughter of Bengal. Kolkata has been special to me, not only because it gave me my first job, but also introduced me to innumerable friends, giving me opportunity of representation in the area of theatre performance. I've often returned to Kolkata to shoot for my films, and the affection I have received from my fans makes me ever grateful. So to them, all my fans, I shall say, Onek, Onek, Dhonobad. Bengal and its close affinity to aesthetics and culture is embedded in its uniqueness. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore said it most aptly, Amar shonar Bangla ami tomaye bhalobashi, chirodin tomar akash tomar, batash amar prane bajiye bashi, shonar Bangla ami tomaye bhalobashi. So cinema is very much part of Bengal's cultural ethos. It has produced some of the greatest film directors over decades, winning countless awards and accolades at numerous international film festivals, extensive research details of which have, during my past visits to the festival, been exemplified in huge detail. But today, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate 100 years of Bengali cinema, there is a need to talk about those who have worked behind the scenes of these celebrated film productions, accomplished technicians and creative minds that are never given their due, truly never given their due. But today, as we celebrate 100 years of Bengali cinema, there is a need to talk about those who have worked behind the scenes of these celebrated productions, accomplished technicians and creative minds that are never truly given their due. Making a film, as you all know, is a very complex and thrilling process. It may seem tedious to a layman who comes to watch a day's shooting and is surprised by the endless takes before a shot is canned. The simplest scene often requires several hours to shoot. It takes a lot of stamina, focus, and discipline to survive on a film set. There is a long-established military adage which says that war is long periods of boredom punctured with short periods of terror and excitement. Filmmaking can be described in very similar terms. The buzz on a film set may seem unwieldy to outsiders, but there is meticulous method behind the madness. Depending on what your job is, you're doing different things to get a shot ready. In all probability, the camera caretakers are busy loading film in the camera. The makeup and hairstylists are getting actors ready in makeup rooms. The grip and electric guys are precariously preparing their carts. The director is going over the script and determining what the shot will be with the director of photography, which is the head of the camera department. The sound mixer is busy setting up his equipment. A cluster of junior artists are waiting patiently for a crowded scene to be canned. The entire floor is just humming with activity with almost 400 to 500 people. However, more often than not, it is the director of a film along with the hero and heroine and some other key characters, the music director and the playback singers, who are remembered by the public for their contribution to the success or failure of a particular movie. The producer, of course, is the key coordinator. He is involved in many aspects of the production from start to finish, having a hand in the creative, financial, administrative processes. Usually the main investor, he works alongside the executive producer and helps to prepare the budget, oversees the production team, takes various day-to-day production decisions. The director, on the other hand, is in control of all creative aspects of the film. He works closely with the screenplay writers and is the primary person responsible for the storytelling, creative decisions, and guiding the actors. However, very few movie enthusiasts are aware that several famous directors began their careers under very humble circumstances, working behind the scenes almost unknown and unrecognized. Bimal Roy, for example, entered the field of cinema as a camera assistant with New Theatres. During this time, he assisted the director P.C. Barua as a publicity photographer on the 1935 hit film Devdas, starring the legendary K.L. Sehgal. In the 90s and 40s and 50s, Roy was part of the parallel cinema movement in post-war India. He collaborated on Jangar in 1948, one of the last major films of New Theatres. Sadly, the Kolkata-based film industry was on the decline by now, and Roy shifted his base to Bombay and started the second phase of his career in 1952 as a full-fledged director. Popularly known as Rishida, Hrithik Mukherjee directed 42 films during his career, spanning over 4 decades, and is known as the pioneer of India's middle cinema. Renowned for his social films that reflected the changing middle-class attitudes, Rishida began working initially as a cameraman and then as a film editor in B.N. Sarkar's New Theatres in Kolkata in the late 1940s. Later, he worked with Bimal Roy in Mumbai as a film editor and an assistant director, participating in landmark Roy films Do Bigha Zameen, Devdas, and his first independent directorial venture was Musafir in 1957. Vasant Kumar Shiv Shankar Padukone, better known as Guru Dutt, is acknowledged today as one of the greatest film directors of Hindi cinema. But ladies and gentlemen, before he found his true calling, he struggled, and listen to this, he struggled as a telephone operator at the Lever Brothers factory in Calcutta, and then found an assignment with Prabhat Film Company in Pune as a choreographer. After Prabhat closed down in 1947, Guru Dutt moved to Bombay, where he worked with 2 leading directors of the time, Amiya Chakravarti and Gyan Mukherjee. Before being offered a job as a director by Devanand, Guru Dutt's first film as director was Navketan's Bazi, which was released in 1951. Among the several contemporary directors who have given us major box office hits, ladies and gentlemen, I have to mention Rajkumar Hirani, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. For several years, Hirani slogged away as a film editor before independently directing Munna Bhai MBBS in 2003. Sanjay Leela Bhansali began his career as an assistant to Vidhu Vinod Chopra before his directorial debut in 1996 with Khamoshi. Today, Bhansali is also among the most successful film directors in Hindi cinema, with several awards under his belt. Farah Khan, known for her commercial blockbusters, however, before becoming a director, she was a choreographer for several years. Yash Chopra, he also worked under his brother B.R. Chopra before venturing out independently. On any film project, the director is certainly the captain of the ship, and supporting him are several assistant directors with specific jobs. They organize the crew, preparing shoot schedules, work on shot breakdowns, consolidate the entire flow of the day's shoot. They are responsible for distributing scripts and call sheets to the cast and crew, and keep track of what has been shot in accordance with the script, including continuity. But how many assistant directors are singled out for applause? Many of our top stars today began their careers as faceless assistants before destiny knocked on their doors. In the world of cinema, much like in any other form, people have to work their way up before they taste success. Particularly in Hindi cinema, star kids, more often than not, start out by assisting filmmakers. That's where they are introduced to the craft of filmmaking, and even if their ultimate goal is acting and not direction, they're still at it. There are actors who chose to assist well-known directors and learn the technicalities behind making a film before becoming some of the biggest names in the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Hrithik Roshan assisted his father in 4 films: Khudgarz, King Uncle, Karan Arjun, and Koila, some of them starring Shah Rukh Khan. Toiling his way through mundane tasks and even serving tea like a humble spot boy to the stars before fame and fortune came his way. Siddharth Malhotra worked as an assistant director to Karan Johar in the film My Name is Khan before being cast by his mentor in Student of the Year. His co-star Varun Dhawan was also assisting Karan Johar for My Name is Khan. Parineeti Chopra was an unknown marketing intern in Yash Raj Films studio before becoming a full-time actress. Sonam Kapoor was an assistant in Sanjay Leela Bhansali's Black, a film that I worked in. Arjun Kapoor was also an AD for several films, beginning with Karan Johar's Kal Ho Na Ho. He assisted his father's films like No Entry and Wanted. Before starting his career with Sanwariya, Ranbir Kapoor worked as an assistant in films like Aab Laut Chale and Black. Another very important technician on a film set is the person who designs the lighting, framing, and composition. The cinematographer, often referred to as the director of photography or DOP, plays a very vital role. The director will often tell him what he wants the shot to look like, and then the cinematographer will work his magic, making sure everything looks great to help achieve the director's vision. Assisting him will be several juniors working to capture the scenes. Most well-known directors have had excellent DOPs to enhance their visual ideas. Satyajit Ray's films are applauded for their craftsmanship and content. However, the contribution of Shubhrata Mitra to the Apu trilogy, Jalasagar, Devi, and Charulata cannot be undermined. Way back in 1955, listen to this, at the age of 21, Shubhrata Mitra, who had only taken still photos, never operated a motion picture camera, began his career as a cinematographer for Pathir Panchali. Known for pioneering the technique of bounce lighting while filming the Apu trilogy, today he is only remembered by die-hard film buffs. How many recall K.K. Mahajan, best known for his work in parallel cinema with filmmakers like Kumar Shani, Mani Kaul, Basu Chatterjee, and Mrilal Sen? Does anybody care to remember R.D. Mathur for being the cinematographer of the spectacular Mughal-e-Azam? Or Dwarka Divecha, who filmed Sholay, one of Hindi cinema's biggest blockbusters? V.K. Murthy, a one-time violinist and a jailed freedom fighter, was Guru Dutt's regular cinematographer on his pioneering movies like Pyasa, Sahib Bibi Ghulam and Chaudhry Ka Chand. He provided some of Indian cinema's most notable images in starkly contrasted black and white, and shot India's first cinemascope film, Kagaz Ke Phool. Yet time has, alas, dimmed his glory, though very recently he was given due recognition through the national awards, the Dada Saheb Phalke Award. A film unit, ladies and gentlemen, extends much beyond the stars, the director and the DOP. There is the clapper boy, who will write all the relevant information like shot number and the take number on a slate, hold it in front of the camera before each shot, thereby helping to sync sound. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the earliest jobs of the great Raj Kapoor was that of a clapper boy. The sound mixer's job is to make sure the sound is being properly recorded and mixed. The boom operator is easily identifiable on set. He's the one holding the microphone on the pole, wearing headphones. The boom operator's job is to get the microphone as close to the action as possible without the equipment or its shadows showing up on the camera. The key grip is in charge of supervising camera cranes, dollies, lights, platforms, and all other set equipments. The gaffer is accountable for the design and execution of the lighting plan. He works closely with the DOP to make sure everything is lit correctly. The special effects supervisor is in charge of the creative and technical issues of visual effects. He and his team take care of anything that will break, explode, burn, or collapse, and work along with the director on blocking the artists so they don't get into the harm's way. The production designer creates the entire visual appearance of the film. The art director develops, coordinates, oversees the overall design of the production and is responsible for everything you see on the screen. The prop builder's job is to construct all the props. The makeup artist and hairdresser style and maintain the cast's hair and makeup throughout the shooting, while the costume designer designs, obtains and maintains the costumes. Bhanu Athaiya, who was the costume designer for Richard Attenborough's Gandhi, received an Oscar for her work, but not enough credit is given to such achievements. The action director, ladies and gentlemen, is another crucial technician who manages and coordinates all the dangerous stunts in a movie, risking the lives and severe body harm to his team of stuntmen who body double for the main star. These are just some of the basic crew members, yet they remain mostly anonymous and without applause. Once the shooting is over, the film gets into post-production. Post-production is an assembling stage that consists of putting together all the pieces that go to make a finished work of art, including editing, sound mixing, sound effects, and adding a musical score. Today it is most heartening to see more and more women working in film sets and post-production studios as exceedingly accomplished technicians. They make vital contributions to as many as 1,600 films produced in various languages in our country. Renu Saluja was a pioneer in the field of editing, having worked on critically and commercially acclaimed films like Parinda, Godmother, and 1942, A Love Story. Not too many people know that the Akshay Kumar starrer film Airlift was shot by Priya Seth. How many have heard of Hetal Dedia, India's first woman gaffer? There are, of course, many other distinguished women who have and are working on several projects today, tirelessly excelling in their work and have remained incognito. Very few outsiders realize that it takes a small army to create a film with many specialists working simultaneously throughout the project's lifetime. They turn the director's dreams into reality. So why doesn't anybody want their autograph? Do you ever watch the credits at the end of a movie and wonder why so many people are involved? Filmmaking is a team effort, and every member of that team, big or small, has a key role to play. Steven Spielberg said, and I quote, "When I was a kid, there was no collaboration. It was you with a camera, bossing your friends around. But as an adult, filmmaking is all about appreciating the talents of the people you surround yourself with and knowing you could never have made any of these films by yourself." Unquote. It has often been noticed, ladies and gentlemen, sadly, that as soon as the credits begin to roll at the end of a film, the audiences get up and begin to leave the theater. Some, very few though, remain seated till the credits are over. It could be their interest in knowing the names of those that worked behind the scenes in the film. To me, ladies and gentlemen, it has always been a sign of respect they show for this entire team of very dedicated workers, without whom the final product would not have materialized. Movies can have a tremendous impact on our lives. They trigger something special by provoking a variety of emotions. Films can become a reflection of collective dreams, where we look up to something much larger than ourselves, hold our breaths, and suspend our beliefs. They give us a chance to step out of the darkness a little bit transformed. Orson Welles put it most succinctly when he declared that cinema has no boundary. It is a ribbon of a dream. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to salute all those working tirelessly behind the scenes, from the hard-working spot boys to the finest and highly experienced specialists who keep these dreams alive and contribute to making our movies so immensely popular. After all, nothing is more potent than the intoxication of good cinema. Thank you very much.